Segment 1 to the my Kobe Bryant podcast tribute of the day. In the first segment of my tribute, I'm just going to give everybody the the particulars of you know how everything came to pass. Well, of course, you would have to be living under a rock over over the over these past 6 days, not to know what happened, not to know what happened to Kobe Bryant. Six 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 day 6 days and 6 days and 18 hours ago. You'd have to be living under the rock not to know that. But I'm but firstly, I would like to I would like to I would like to call for every decent person to 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 boycott TMZ and to boycott that 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 son of a bitch Harvey Lemon, how he had his people his people knocking on knocking on. Now this is reported, but this wouldn't surprise me because Harvey Lemon's a slime ball fucking son of a bitch. Now, how I heard it was Kobe Bryant's plane went down, helicopter went down at at 10:15 East West Pacific time last Sunday, and by and by and by uh and by 10 10:25 they had people on the scene and on the way to the Bryant home. And I just want to ask one simple question. Where the hell do you get off, Lemon? Being being the what do you want to be, Walter Cronkite for the 21st century? When TMZ is only good for who's sleeping with who who's not getting any. You guys should you guys should stay with that. When you when you're dealing with real life or death shit, you leave the real life and death shit to the to the to the real legitimate media. And I'm sorry, to the tabloid to the tabloid media, like the TMZs, the Inquirers, and stuff. let's put it this way. TMZ, you're nothing but an an electronic an electronic uh fish wrapper, the same way that the same the same way that the National Enquirer that the National Enquirer would would predict would make would say that Elvis was alive and that Elvis was a like a hermaphrodite and all that stuff. That's all that stuff is good for. And who the hell are you? Number one, before you bought TMZ, the only reason why people know who the fuck you are in the first place was 25 years ago when 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 Judge Marilyn Millian took over the People's Court from from Ju- from Judge Judy's husband. She hired you to just to be just to be the 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 street person and to get people's comments in between cases. So do that more. Cut the crap with that. If you don't, let me just say one thing to you, slime ball. Be careful how you're joking about it, telling Kobe Bryant death jokes. Let me let, let me remind you of the old saying that that my that my mother and both my grandmothers and my grandfather even told me. Karma can be a real pain in the ass. And you better be careful the kind of karma you put out, because if you put out bad karma, if you put out good karma, that comes back at you 1000%. But if you put out bad karma, that comes back to you 1000%. And what you did, that was horrific. I don't even know how anybody can even look at you. Honest to God. And 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 um a memo for your safety, slime ball, even though I would love to see this. All the Kobe Bryant's teammates have said he better keep his slimy ass 1,000 yards away from anything Lakers when we're around him, because if we see him, we'll crush him into little fine powder. Because nobody talks about our brother like that. And honest to God, you, you I've never heard you, you have, you have done, You have done the impossible. You made Irvin Magic Johnson lose his cool in public and and start and start and start F-bombing and stuff. You think, uh, well, if you say you don't care you have stroke, well, I'll tell you, man, Magic and all those guys, they have more stroke than they have more stroke than you would ever hope to have, and they have more, and they have more people backing them because of goodwill that they've accrued over the years and over the decades and even over the generations. Look, and 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 you and you you're trying to you're trying to make Shaq feel bad that he hadn't talked to Kobe for 3 years and for 3 years and 10 months because they had that argument, and Kobe 6 months ago on Kimmel said, "Well, I'm not going anywhere. When Shaq's ready, I'll be right there, and then we'll be able to fix this crap, and we'll be able to bury all that stuff will be all that stuff will be buried and stuff like that too. And don't you even twist my words and say the fact that I I said I said buried with Kobe. Don't you even twist that to to say, that I said something crass, even though that's something you would do, because you, my friend, you are you are the you are 1,000 times worse of a human being than Donald John Trump would ever hope to be on his worst fucking day. Let me just say this. I hope, oh man, do I hope that karma comes, and when karma twists you, it doesn't kill you, but it makes you suffer. That you say something so stupid, especially over this, that you say something so stupid that you have the whole, not just not just this is this is where you fucked up, Scooby McGee. You don't have, you see, Kobe's reach is not only about basketball, fuckhead. Kobe's reach is basketball, baseball, tennis, soccer, rugby, swimming, anything. When they when they all grew up, no matter no matter where they grew up, they they all had access to the NBA, and that's that. And that's the end of the first part of this podcast. Okay, slime ball, slime ball part over. Now on to the tribute. Born in born in Philadelphia, to a good but not not great not great at NBA talent. Kobe's father was his nickname was his name was Joe Bryant. They gave him the name Jelly Bean. Hence Kobe's given name was Kobe Bean Bryant. So his father got his father got his father got drafted. Spent about spent about 5 years, kicking around from team to team. Spent about 3 years in Philly. Had Kobe. Got got cut. Got cut. Got cut by. Got cut by. Got cut by the 76ers. And Joe Bryant said, "Well, the heck with you then. I'll get somebody else." But everybody says that he he everybody likes to say that Joe 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 Bryant was blackballed. He, I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but Joe Bryant wasn't blackballed. He just couldn't catch on with teams. He got cut by Philly. He he tried to hang around for a year and a half. He he couldn't he couldn't get he couldn't get he couldn't get another team to bite on him. So he went in the interim. Kobe had an Kobe had an older sister and a younger one, I think. Well, at any rate, Kobe's mother said, uh, "Joe, we we have some else to feed you. You eat you eat you either have to give up on this basketball thing, or or oh, or just get a regular job and work the job." And it took Joe Jellybean Bryant a lot of convincing to get to get his wife uh, into this. She said, "Okay, we'll just we'll, we'll try this thing. You sign you you sign you signed it you signed you signed a 3 year a, a 3 year contract with the Italian Basketball Association, but after those 3 years, you're gonna get your ass back here." Only thing is, Joe Je- Joe Jelly Joe Jellybean Bryant over in over in Italy in the in the in the early in the mid '80s, when Magic and Michael and Larry were doing that kind of stuff over here. You see, he'd get tapes and he'd get tapes he'd get tapes sent to him, and he would he would try the same moves that 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 people that people uh that that Magic and Larry and Michael were doing over here in Italy, because you got to remember the time period in 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 the early to mid '80s. Not not them not the, not them many international scouts at NBA games, and not that many NBA scouts at national games. You see, it totally shifted, and at, that all that all began with with one player, our Arbitas our Arbitas Sabonis. He came over from from Greece, and he signed. He was he was he was 30 he was 31 and a half, and he signed a 5 year deal with with the Portland with the Trailblazers, and he was a big man, but he threw the type of passes and was able to move the ball around like 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 Larry and like like Larry and Magic, and it's because of him, and he had an influence on on recently retired after a 21 after a 21-year career, Dirk Nowitzki. He retired at the end of last season, so he's just been retired for about six, 6, 7, 8 months. But af- but after those but after those couple hit, then a torrent of then then NBA talent, NBA front offices said, "Wait a second, whoa, whoa, whoa! We have to look and we're, nobody's interested. No American kid is interested in going to school. But American kids, and let's face it, before before the international, just before the international product exploded and started we started getting all these Europe Europe Europe. Oh, and Drazen Petrovic, don't forget the late great Drazen Petrovic. Put him on there too. He was the best international 3-point shooter. Him along with Detlef Shrimp. Drazen Petrovic played for the New Jersey Nets, and Detlef Shrimp, God God rest Drazen Petrovic's soul too. And and Den and Detlef Shrimp came over as soon came over escaped from escaped from uh, East Germany in I think 79 or something, and he spent a couple of years trying to get residency in a country or something, and then he entered the draft, and the Dallas Mavericks got him. Well, meanwhile, well, Joe Jelly, well, all this was going on. Joe Jelly, Joe, back over in Italy, Joe Bryant's career was coming to a close, and he knew thing, things were coming to a close, and he was getting physically physically broken down after having operations on his knees, on, on his ankle, and on all that, and I think he had so a, 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 a shoulder surgery. I'm not positive on the upper body surgery, but let me just put it this way: he had a multitude of operations, and then he decided, because in in his house, Joe Jellybean Bryant ruled the roost. He said, "Okay, the, after 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 on Joe's off days, he would be hanging around with Kobe, and Kobe would say, "Don't worry, Dad. When I get old enough, I'm gonna I'm gonna go over to the NBA, get drafted, and I'm gonna play my career for for you and for me, so nobody will ever forget the name Bryant." And Kobe, you did more than you ever thought possible, because you see, I'm I'm just a couple I'm I'm just a couple months away from turning 46 years of age, and you just turned and you just turned 41 years of age. But here's the thing: I'll keep getting older, I hope. But here's the bad thing: you won't age along with me, my friend. But and of course, and anybody that subscribes to me knows that knows that I knows that I'm a diehard. If you cut me, I bleed green. Not as much as Tommy, but I bleed green almost as much as Tommy bleeds green. And I'll tell you something. Watch it. I I I I I love I love booing you, Kobe, but it wasn't booing you because you sucked. It was booing you. There's a difference in the sound of the boos between, "Oh, this guy sucks, get him the hell out of here," or don't let this guy get the ball, stupid idiots, he'll kill us." You were in the second category of the of of the of the stu of and thank you for making the Celtics fire Rick Pitino. Thank you for making the Celtics fire Emil Kyer. Thank you for making the Celtics have to get decent head coaches like like Doc Rivers and like Brad Stevens that to have it to have to have to go to have to go and to have to go and fix. I mean, I mean to have to go and fix the Celtics the Celtics organization and and how they did and how they did stuff and 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 as 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 your skills begin to diminish, then you knew that, okay, I can't do this with my body anymore, but what what I can do with my mind, I can think. I know where the ball is gonna go. So you were smart enough to use to go into into your into your library and steal some of Larry Bird's positioning on on defense and offense. And and if and if they let you alone, all they would have to do is is give you 2.5 inches, and then you could get a shot off, and then you'd kill us. Even though I have to say it was really sweet in 2008 to go. I mean, it was really sweet to watch you play, and during the timeouts, chanting "Beat LA, beat LA, beat LA," and not the TD Garden, but no, and not the Boston Garden, but in in the TD Garden, and we got you sometimes, but you always torched us. You always made me feel like I would scream, "Kobe's in the corner, guys! Get your asses right! Get your rotations right! He'll he'll kill you if you don't get your rotations right." It it, it got it got so it got so I was so loud even that, see, my my dad, who I see the majority of the Celtics games I go to with, he had many opportunity. He said, "Hey Rich," he would say, "Hey Rich, the Lakers are the Lakers are coming in about 10 days to 2 weeks. Do you do you want to go in?" And I would say no, and he would say no. Why? Because I could say, because I have full range to say whatever I want. I can swear at Kobe without getting kicked out of here. So so, so you you made you made me practice my uh, my vocabulary of expletives, I would say, "Oh man, that fucking Kobe did it to us again. Oh shit. Will somebody please move your ass? Oh Christ. Will somebody please hit him just to knock him down so he can go to the bench for like 5 minutes?" But your release was so quick that you you killed the. Now we no I'm not no I'm not saying that we never beat the Lakers, but I'm saying we never totally shut you down because you averaged 37.9 points in your in your 29 regular season games with the Celtics, and in, and in and in those and in, and in those and in those NBA finals, you averaged and in those back-to-back NBA finals years of 2008 and 2009, you averaged 20 20 20 point 28.5 in the one that we lost because I'm sorry, Kobe, but we finally got you. You finally fucked up, my friend. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't be smiling, but whatever. I just because I you'd be smiling too, if because you had your chance to smile a year later when you ripped title number title number title number 19 no title number 18 from us, and we haven't been able to we haven't been able to to get back to the finals yet. But here's hoping that it's in the finals this year that it that it's Celtics Lakers again, and and in the Garden, even though everybody will be will be having the moment of silence for you before every finals game if it happens to go down that way. But during the game, we'll all be thinking about you, but you'll be in the back of uh, our 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 mind during the game. Only and I'm t- but your impact on me is it's more than it's more than it's more than just basketball. It's the it's 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 the way that you explained it's the way you explained the Mamba mentality. The way you explained the Mamba mentality is wait a second. Before Mamba mentality, stop section 2. Okay. Part 3 and final part to this Kobe tribute. The final the final I'm sorry to say, but Kobe's final chapter as an as uh, as a living entity is for me to talk about what he referred to as the Mamba mentality. And the Mamba mentality, he espoused that it wasn't to do only with sports. It was it was it was you do whatever you do 115% or don't even try it at all. Don't half-ass anything. And I make this pledge to Kobe from 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 this point on, for the rest of the time that I have this channel's new rules will be mama mentality for me. Everything will be I I double and triple check my sources anyway, but I'm gonna I'm gonna do it because you said no matter what anybody does, if I, my my last gift to you guys is I'm leaving you guys with the Mamba mentality, and and the last words that you said was Mamba out. So Mamba, R.I.P. and and one and one more time for the first and last time out of my mouth on this channel. Kobe, 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 Kobe. Now look, I normally don't ask for this, but for my subscribers and for anybody that for anybody that for anybody that for anybody that watches this video, I would like in in the in the in the next in the next 3 days for you to give it 5,324 likes, 5,324 views, 5,324 shares, 5,024 impressions, whatever the fuck that means. it's a bunch of YouTube crap, but I'm not interested in that right now. Except, let's see if we can, let's see if we can, let's see if we can knock, let's see if we can make Kobe Bryant knock Nia Jax's fat ass off my, off my, off my, highest viewed video list. And Nia's got something like 2,500 or something like that. Uh, or it's somewhere in that neighborhood. Maybe it's more like 3 or 4 right now. I just turned I just went to my analytics before I turned on before I turned on to start. Anyway, just like you said, Mamba out. Well, Mamba, R.I.P. And in your word, and to paraphrase you, and my good old catchphrase, Rich out. And from Lower Marion High School in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 8, Kobe Bryant. Out.